always on your side. This is First Coast News at 11.
Right now at 11, dramatic video shows the moment an SUV plowed into this Little Caesars in Lake City. It happened while customers were standing in line ordering.
An incredible scene unfolded right there. And On Your Side's Crystal Bailey spoke to an employee tonight who was there when that chaotic moment happened. Crystal?
FHP says the driver accidentally hit her accelerator instead of her brake and then went right over this curb and into the window.
We were all putting the orders out, and then all of a sudden you heard the crash and the car came in.
In this surveillance video, you can see the building shake from the impact.
It happened so fast.
Seconds before, one customer, just inches from the window, walks up to place her order.
I seen the young lady go down because she got hit with the debris.
Kelly Yeomans-Lindros, a Little Caesars employee who was at the front counter, took these pictures after it happened. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Still shaken up, but it could have been worse. That's all I keep thinking. It could have been worse.
She says a lot of the glass did not shatter thanks to the stickers on the window that held it together. FHP says the 42-year-old driver did not have any alcohol in her system. She was cited for careless driving.
I just seen her, just sitting in the car in disbelief. I'm just glad everybody walked out okay.
FHP is investigating the incident. For now, the windows are boarded up and a pile of stones sit outside the entrance where it happened. In Columbia County, Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.
Wow, in Jacksonville Beach, a driver of a van lost control and smashed right into John Phillips' law office today. Officials believe the driver had a medical episode. Construction workers on the scene say if the van crashed just a few moments earlier, they would have all been hit. Thankfully, no one was injured. Now to a story you'll see only on First Coast News. A Jacksonville man nearly escapes death driving on 95 yesterday.
So another man fired multiple shots at cars during a high-speed chase. And First Coast News' Bethany Anderson spoke to a man whose car was hit.
It was really
Bethany?
scary. Chris Perenio tells me that a man forced his girlfriend off the road. She flipped her vehicle, and that's when he drove up behind Chris, firing multiple shots. And he tells me he is beyond lucky to be alive.
What happened?
So, crazy story. I saw about 4 or 5 black Tahoes. At first, I thought we were going to get pulled over. Everybody starts kind of getting in the slow lane. Then all of a sudden, I noticed in my rearview mirror there was this purple Toyota pickup truck hauling, literally ramming into people. As soon as that Tacoma started coming through the traffic and smacking into people and ran them off the road. And as he's coming up on me, I'm like getting over. That's when I heard the loud thud, and I could feel it through the steering wheel and through the body of the car. What is that? My buddy's like, I don't know, but keep going. Let's see what's happening. We speed back up, and the purple Toyota pickup was actually getting forced off the road by one of the Georgia State Troopers. And when he did that, the Toyota pickup did 2 360s. And as he's spinning, rocks are coming up, everything's flying, cars are slamming on brakes. He goes flying into the median, smacks down on the opposite lane of traffic. They have no idea what's going on. Everyone's slamming on brakes, sliding all over the road. And as we're coming up on it, the cops have their guns drawn, they're walking up to him. They all jerk and jump when they hear the gunshot go off. And as we pull around, you can see him actually hanging out of his truck. He had actually committed suicide and shot himself. My buddy actually made a joke. He goes, what about if someone shot you? He goes, that was a loud noise. And we kind of laughed it off and kept driving. Get to the house, my buddy's unloading the car, and I walk around to the back side of my car, to get my luggage out. And I see this hole in the trunk. You guys want to see the trunk damage?
Absolutely.
So I get out of my car. We're just unpacking, getting home from the trip. I'm walking around and I see a hole and I go, Noah, come here. And he goes, dude, you got hit. And so we popped it open and we look and the bullet literally falls out in my hand.
And what did you think when it fell into your hand?
I just saw it and I looked at it and I went, I'm lucky to still be here.
As for that girlfriend who survived, Chris wants her to know that if she's watching this story, she is loved and complete strangers are grateful she's alive. Reporting live in the studio, Bethany Anderson, First Coast News, on your side.
Wow, Bethany, thank you. This just in, tonight 4 people are now confirmed dead after a shooting at a hospital in Chicago that includes a police officer and the gunman. Investigators say the shooting started after the gunman confronted his girlfriend, a doctor at the hospital, possibly over a broken engagement. Witnesses say he shot her at least 3 times, then stood over her and fired some more. He then shot the officer and another hospital employee. The officer who was killed is being identified as Samuel Jimenez. This is video of his procession to the medical examiner's office. Police are asking for prayers for his family tonight.
Look at this picture. These are football players huddled around an IV stand in a hallway before a game and then here on a bus. Now, this is not illegal. It's not against the current rules, but you've got to ask yourself, how sanitary and how safe is this practice? On your side, investigators Julia Janae and Matt Head looking into who is administering the fluids and whether it's being done safely.
Players using IVs for hydration is done in the NFL and on the college level, but in high schools, it's rare. And at one South Georgia school, the issue isn't if they're doing it, but where. In small town Thomasville, Georgia, Friday nights are all about football. And the Bulldogs are the star attraction. But before the Thomasville High football team takes the field, they take an IV. This surveillance video photo was sent to First Coast News' On Your Side team by a person who asked not to be identified. It shows Thomasville High football players huddled around an IV stand hours before their September 28th game. Taped to their arms, IV tubes. And in this photo, students using IVs on a bus.
And it just seemed very unnecessary and almost third world medical care.
We took the photos and video to Jacksonville-based sports medicine surgeon and former college football player, Dr. Kevin Murphy. He's not affiliated with Thomasville High, but serves as a team physician for several high schools on the First Coast.
Well, sterility is an issue. You know, when we do medical treatment, we like to do it in the most clean, if not sterile environment that we can. Certainly a high school locker room or a school bus is not one of those things.
Murphy says his biggest concern, the risk of infection.
An IV can infiltrate if it's not put in correctly, if it's not fully in the vein, or it slips out because they're wandering around and bumping into each other and walking down the hallway with an IV hanging in it. It can pull free, and then all that fluid you're trying to get into their vein goes into their skin or in the soft tissues.
When you first see it, it's kind of jaw-dropping.
Chip Clado is former principal of Thomasville High. His contract was not renewed last May, and despite the school superintendent telling us parents signed permission slips, Clado says he had no idea the team was using IV fluids to prepare players.
I would have conducted an investigation to see if it was ethical, legal.
Thomasville City Schools Superintendent Lane Rickert tells us, however, she is familiar with their players getting IVs before their football games. She wouldn't talk to us on camera, but says it's a preventative measure to prevent cramps on the field. She says the IV fluids are administered by team physician Albert Richardson and monitored by certified nurses. Rickert wouldn't allow us to speak with any athletic personnel, including head football coach Zach Grage. So what does the Georgia High School Association have to say about this? Their rules are silent on IV fluids, but they say anything medical happening on the field, they leave up to the doctors. We've been reaching out to team physician Dr. Richardson for over a week and a half with several calls, emails, and a visit to his office.
Dr. Richardson in today? I'm leaving a message. I've called several times.
He has not yet returned any of our messages. Superintendent Rickert calls the program a success, saying she's witnessed no cramps this season for players and told us her district is one of many that do it. We contacted other school districts that compete against Thomasville High and districts here in Northeast Florida, 15 in total. All of them claim they do not use IV therapy.
It's all about winning football games at a point, but let's not put our kids at risk by doing that.
The cost of IV therapy can range from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars. We requested the school's budget and found there's no mention of IVs or medical supplies. We've got that information and the full video on our website at firstcoastnews.com. Reporting on your side, Julia Janae for First Coast News.
Wow, Julia, thank you very much. And if you have something you want us to investigate, just send an email to onyourside@firstcoastnews.com.
Now to a story trending nationwide tonight. A young woman is now in hospice after a nose surgery gone terribly wrong. Laura Avila traveled to Mexico from Dallas for plastic surgery because of the cheaper price. Her fiance says an employee administered anesthesia, but things took a tragic turn.
They injected anesthesia to her spine at the clinic, and instead of it flowing down her body, it went to her brain, which caused severe swelling.
The medical team says she suffered global brain damage and went into cardiac arrest. She's now out of a coma but has moved into hospice care. Doctors say if she recovers, she may never walk or eat on her own again.
The death penalty trial has now been set for a man accused of murdering a Jacksonville teacher. The trial against Adam Lawson is scheduled to begin in November of next year. Lawson is accused of beating Deborah Lyles to death with a golf club. It's described as a brutal home invasion, and during an 8-hour police interview, he maintained his innocence.
The ride that malfunctioned at the Jacksonville Fair had 5 previous violations this year alone. State inspection reports show the Sky Flyer had everything from broken restraints to frayed cables, even tangled chains. Earlier this month, the ride broke down and left several children with some serious injuries. Some families are now suing.
Brace yourself, music fans. The Rolling Stones announced a 13-city tour today, and Jacksonville is on that exclusive list. TIAA Bank Field will serve as the concert venue this spring. Jeff Fallon joins us from the bank with more on today's big announcement.
Well, when they take the stage at the bank here, it will have been 10,742 days since Jacksonville got satisfaction from the Stones. That's nearly 30 years, by the way. That's all about to change April 24th.
It's epic. It's just epic.
A 40-year First Coast radio personality ought to know there's no superlative too strong as the Rolling Stones announce a return to Jacksonville.
Unless the Beatles are all alive and got back together and came to Jacksonville, that's the only thing musically I could think would be bigger.
It's the greatest rock and roll band of all time, coming to North Florida, choosing us as their date.
It's been nearly 30 years since Mick, Keith, Charlie, and Ronnie occupied that space, that end zone. It was then the Gator Bowl back in 1989, but that is where the stage will be set up, and if you're one of more than 50,000 lucky fans, you're going to be here to see it.
They're saying, well, yeah, we've got customers down there. The demand is there. Let's make the trip. Let's do it.
But still, this is a tour of just 13 U.S. cities, Jacksonville the smallest by far among them. So why?
Shad Khan. This is purely my guess. I mean, he has the ties. You know, they've been talking about him maybe involved in buying Wembley Stadium. The Jags go there every year.
But the insiders also say so many big acts, Blake Shelton, Kenny Chesney, Santana, Leonard Skinner, all recently or about to visit, is because the First Coast is becoming first choice.
It's just a testament, I think, to how our customers, how North Florida is responding and how the industry is responding to the demand by North Florida.
All right, you want ticket information. We don't have prices, but we know they go on sale on November 30th. That is a week from this Friday. There's a pre-sale on the 28th online, but you have to be registered by the day before, which means next Tuesday. For information about all that, you can go to firstcoastnews.com. We are at the bank. Jeff Fallon, First Coast News, on your side.
Thank you, Jeff. The nation's top wedding dress chain is filing for bankruptcy, and tonight you may be wondering how that's impacting brides. Well, David's Bridal says there is no concern for customers who have ordered dresses. They say all 300 stores, including 2 here in Jacksonville, will remain open while the company restructures. Now, this all comes just 1 year after another wedding retailer, Alfred Angelo, left brides and grooms in a lurch when it suddenly liquidated.
Tonight, the search is on for a hit-and-run driver in Clay County. State troopers say someone hit a man walking on Blanding Boulevard in Santa Clara yesterday and then just drove away. The truck did leave behind some debris. Troopers are urging everyone to be on the lookout for a Chevy Silverado or a GMC Sierra with front end damage. So if you've seen that vehicle, if you have any information on this hit and run, please call police. About 115 people die every day as a result of an opioid overdose, and the state of Florida is putting some of that blame on CVS and Walgreens. Attorney General Pam Bondi accuses the 2 pharmacy chains of overselling drugs and not taking proper precautions to stop illegal sales. It's unclear how much the state of Florida is suing for. Pete's Bar says the party must go on. Their annual Thanksgiving celebration will happen this year despite some controversy. Now, less than a year ago, the Neptune Beach Bar settled a multi-million-dollar lawsuit with a customer. The man got into a brawl and was left with a brain injury. He says there should have been more security. He later settled. Now, if you're planning to attend the celebration this year, it's this Thursday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. That's at Pete's Bar in Neptune Beach.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
So, Tim, it was a foggy morning. We're probably going to have some more fog in the morning. Is that right?
I like your analysis, young man. Let's go with that analysis. And what Anthony mentioned, yeah, our visibilities are already, well, being reduced. So how bad will it be? Well, it probably will be pretty dense during the morning. So this is the forecast for visibilities in miles. That's pretty thick there at Waycross. 0 in many areas, down to 1 to 2 miles. Even though 1 mile may sound like a lot, think about it. If you're going down the highway at over 60 miles per hour, you're going to reach a point that, well, you can't see in a pretty short period of time. And there will be periods of time during the morning between now and about 8 to 8:30 in the morning in which visibilities, even in the Jacksonville metropolitan area, will occasionally drop down to less than a mile. But unlike today, where in some areas the dense fog lingered beyond 9 or even 10 o'clock, I don't think we're going to see that tomorrow, and that's because there is a front on the way. Maybe you're going out of our way. That is, you're starting your Thanksgiving travel tomorrow. Notice during the morning hours locally outside of the fog, temperatures certainly won't be a problem. Around all of the southeast, the only weather travel problem, really, outside of some diminishing showers over the parishes of Louisiana and Mississippi, will be some fog that'll lift early. As far as any major airports, the only iffiness tomorrow will be Logan. That is around Boston during the afternoon, as some rain will change to snow. And at least for Tuesday, that's it as far as travel headaches. We'll work on each day as we go through the week for those of you traveling a little bit later in the week. But let's come back closer to home. So I talked about the fact a dry front is on the way. And what I mean by that is two things. Number one, the front should come through later tomorrow dry. So early in the morning with the fog and some isolated showers, it's going to be damp. But when the front actually comes through later tomorrow without precipitation, and it's going to briefly bring in some drier air so that on Wednesday we'll be a little bit cooler, bright sunny skies. However, by this time Wednesday, strong high pressure will be building in toward Atlanta. A storm will be gathering over the Gulf of Mexico. Notice the flow around the high, around the low. The squeeze will begin to develop, and that's why I'm saying, well, let's just say storm clouds gathering on Thanksgiving. We'll get to Thanksgiving in a second. Let's go back to tomorrow. Fog, that's blown out of the area with the front on the way and out on the islands. Temperatures are going to make it up to 77 degrees, and that includes the Wanderer Trail there on Jekyll Island. Now, out there toward the intersection of the Santa Fe and the Itchitucknee, that's probably where the dense fog will linger longest, but even there it'll lift, and eventually we can all expect to see at least some sun tomorrow and a high temperature of 75 degrees. Now, there's Thanksgiving, there's shopping, there's Deck the Chairs, and then for some there's the event, and that is, of course, the Gators and the Noles at Doak. Right now going to go for mild temperatures, just a slight chance for a shower. We'll update that, you Nole and Gator fans, as we go through the week. But for everybody else, here we go. So on Tuesday, some fog in the morning, decent amount of sun. Wednesday should be, I think, the sunniest day of the week, although probably will be pretty cool. Thanksgiving, not necessarily a washout, but winds will be increasing, showers will be increasing on the coast. Notice I have 60%, and then unsettled weather late Thanksgiving through early Saturday. If that works out right, then most of this upcoming weekend will be warm and dry.
Thank you, Tim. It is being called a miracle rescue. An elevator gets stuck. It drops more than 80 floors.
What went wrong that left people fearing for their lives? That's just ahead in 5 minutes.
Plus, the Jaguars on a 6-game slide. It's time to start thinking about the 2019 NFL Draft, where the Jags select if the season came to an end today, and who I think the Jaguars should take with their pick. Folks, we're pumping up the volume. Next in sports.
From the Farrah and Farrah Sports Desk, it's First Coast Sports.
Hello, everybody. It's another miserable Monday for Jaguars fans after the team gave a 16-point lead to the Pittsburgh Steelers to lose in the final second Sunday. And now the team is on a 6-game slide, and their dreams of making the playoffs have all but faded. We're shifting our attention, yes, to the 2019 NFL Draft. So here's a look at what the draft order would look like if the regular season came to a close today. Our beloved Jaguars would be selecting 8th overall, and let's say for the purposes of this projection, the Big Cats wanted to draft a quarterback. There are two teams that would likely want that position as well, ahead of the Jaguars, the New York Giants and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what's this quarterback class going to look like? The top prospect projected in the group is Oregon's Justin Herbert, and he's the guy I would take if he's there at number 8. The junior quarterback is listed at 6'6", and he has a rifle for an arm. Another quarterback to look for in this draft, West Virginia star Will Grier, who's been putting up some stellar numbers. So what will all of this mean for quarterback Blake Bortles? Well, if they were to cut Blake Bortles June 1st of 2019, they'll have burned $16.5 million of salary cap. If he's gone after that date, the number goes down to $11.5 million. Here's Malik Jackson's thoughts on his signal caller.
I think we need to help them. You know, as a defense, I think we need to just continue to make some plays. I mean, I thought they did a good job Sunday putting up points with the running game and the passing game. We just all need to be consistent. I think we all need to look ourselves in the face, especially myself. So to say I'm looking at him and what he's got going on, I'd be lying to you. But I think he's been playing good ball, and as long as he's consistent and we get ourselves together, it'll be okay.
Speaking of Malik Jackson, he used his off day to give back. The Pro Bowl Linemen's Foundation, Malik's Gifts, teamed up with Winn-Dixie to give away turkeys tonight out at the store at the Neptune Beach location. Malik met and gave away a meal bag to military service members and their families.
Malik's Gifts, that's my charity, and I'm a big fan of the military, and I just want to give back. And it being Thanksgiving, I just want to, give out turkeys, and nobody better to partner with than Winn-Dixie, and they stepped up and helped me out, and it's been a wonderful thing.
Monday Night Football, two of the best teams in the NFL going head-to-head out in Los Angeles. Rams welcoming the Chiefs. Plenty of offense in this one, both sides of the ball scoring. Here it is 13-0 Rams when Patrick Mahomes finds Tyreek Hill in the end zone, 25-yard TD catch. 13-7 Rams. Second quarter, Chiefs leading 17-16. Mahomes get him some cough medicine because he coughed that one up. Samson Ebcam scoops it up and he scores. Last I checked, this game was in the fourth quarter with the Rams leading, listen to this, 47-44. FSU hoops, and they're taking on Canisius tonight. Canisius from Buffalo, New York. For those keeping score at home, the Noles rolled today, as you can imagine, 93-61. MJ Walker, who you see there on your screen, had a big day, 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. The Noles go to 3-0. Will get UAB Thursday at 9:30 in Lake Buena Vista. Round 3 of the prep football playoffs will kick off Friday night in the Sightline. 2018 game of the week is taking us to the west side of Jacksonville as the Trinity Christian Conquerors will host the Bowles Bulldogs. Our live team coverage will start Friday afternoon at 5. Quickly, hashtag Team Sideline. Despite the struggles, the Jaguar fans still showing their team pride on Sunday at the game. Come on, Jaguars, let's finish the season strong. Always post your photos on Twitter and Instagram using the hashtag Team Sideline. We're back after this timeout.